Hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Same sweatshirt, different day. It's fine. Listen, we got to talk about Big Brother because we got to see the edited episode of seeing Tiffany win her HOH, Claire win the Coin of Destiny, whatever.
So,
because we didn't do anything with it.
We can thank that this is the last episode where we have weird editing of the nominations halfway through. Kyland and Hannah upset over Derek X leaving, genuine tears in the diary room, and
tears, but and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it did throw me off at how upset Kyland was. I think, we saw his birthday. He's a Cancer. I think he just has feelings, and that's fine. I didn't think it was wrong that he was upset. I just didn't know that he would be that upset personally. And I'm sure casuals really didn't see that coming. So it gave him a nice little edit, I'd say.
I agree. I
genuine.
What'd you say?
I still think that it was genuine. I just think that them choosing to put that on the episode like that does give him a nice little edit and would throw people off a little bit and make, oh, he cares, which he does care, but I'm saying they didn't necessarily show that part of him.
Their kind of relationship really hasn't been shown since Kyland's second HOH, which has been a while from now.
Yeah, it's forgettable.
Yeah, I think their relationship started off a lot stronger and it's just kind of dissipated. But...
Yeah, I think it dissipated though because of the cookout staying strong and then him getting close to Sarah Beth, like you were saying to me. So it just sort of and then he was closer with Hannah, and Hannah and Sarah Beth aren't BFF. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just could see how that could divide. Doesn't mean I don't like you.
Yeah. Speaking of Sarah Beth, we get her kind of take on the comment Derek X made on eviction night, which understandably being compared to Nicole.
I would cry too. I would be livid. That is one of the greatest insults a person can throw at someone in that situation. Enjoyed it. I love that we can put that on TV, that there are people that feel this way. Ma'am. Okay. And yeah. And I was thrown off though, because when she was crying, she's clearly not a crier. And so I thought she'd be just kidding, I'm fine, I don't care. I actually thought she was gonna pull one of those, but when it was genuinely she was upset, then I started to feel bad that I thought that. But I think it's just because she's not comfortable crying in front of people or being super emotional. So because she was emotional, it came off almost disingenuous off too. So her and Kyland crying threw me off. Hannah crying did not throw me off. They were close. That didn't throw me off. Those two crying, I was like, what's happening?
But also Hannah being upset, that's the first time we've really seen her cry.
They were friends, but then I think they like each other a little bit more than friends as well. And they were just close in the house in general. So of course.
This is the first time we hear of this monarchy alliance. I had kind of heard, I knew they had met. I didn't know that was the name.
Interesting.
The four being Sarah, Beth, Kyland, Xavier, and Alyssa, basically just combining the two obvious duos left when we still have Tiffany and Claire and Azah and Derek F. So, with Derek X leaving, it's one step closer to final six. And especially after this week with Tiffany in power, it's pretty much.
And isn't it supposed to be a double eviction too?
I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. It'd be fun.
A double eviction going into final six, and the cookout gets to celebrate after the second eviction. That'd be so cool.
And they cannibalize each other.
Yeah. Or this is me being selfish. If Alyssa pulls out an HOH win during the double eviction and then sends home Derek F.
And yeah,
please.
Just, that one's fine with me. Or Azah. But it would be interesting to see a wrench thrown into it like that.
This would be the first, I think, a major alliance, not a final two, that actually makes it to the end altogether. Because the Brigade lost Matt. There's not been a trio that's made it to final three. You know what I mean? I know remnants have made it to the end of an alliance, but not the full alliance. Especially one this big.
huge.
Basically says to Tiffany, you need to put up Sarah Beth and me because we're getting down to 6. I can't protect her anymore, and I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. You know, we need to have her go sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Sarah Beth lies about potentially having an opportunity to play in the Coin of Destiny, which it did put some doubt into Tiffany's mind of like, on top of her throwing Alyssa under the bus.
Yeah. And she wasn't lying with what she said.
No, it's like,
that I genuinely believe you. She really did genuinely believe her.
Yeah.
But she was like, but what am I going to, should I do something with this or should I not?
Just hold on to it. Like Sarah Beth was holding on to
Keep
it.
it in your back pocket, girl.
She told Sarah Beth basically like, you put up both my allies last week and sent one of them home. And Sarah Beth was like, well, I didn't know that they were like your allies. So like, that kind of sucks for me because I was not aware of that. And like, Tiffany is like, basically saying you're going up.
Yeah, she pretty much told her like, I'm sorry, like I have a vendetta. You have to go up. You cut off my legs. No, I cut off your legs.
Which this is also the first of like 4 one-on-ones Sarah Beth has with her, which I give her credit again.
She didn't give up. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I will regret not trying. If I come up with another thing to try, I need to say it. And that's definitely respectful because I hate when you just sit down and take it.
Tiffany gets her HOH room. We see pictures of her family, her son.
Grandma, who is basically her mom because she raised her.
I know, this is where she mentions the Alyssa comment. Or no, Alyssa seeing Tiffany get mad when Sarah Beth won and when Derek X fell, that she was like disappointed he didn't win. Which again was good information.
As an outsider, like I can't hate Alyssa for doing that with Sarah Beth because she was trying to create like
a target besides her.
So
well, I mean, especially because we're coming off of Sarah Beth's HOH, which I believe Alyssa told her like right as soon as she won HOH, like, by the way, Tiffany was not happy when you won.
Yeah, which is smart.
So for nominations, X is already nominated, so like his face goes up first, and then Kyland and Sarah Beth, as we know. Tiffany frames the target as Kyland, which Sarah Beth kind of doesn't buy. She's like, I mean, even if it is, like, I still could go home. Like, the house could want me out. She's not a dumb player. She's actually one of the smartest players. It's just that she happens to be going against the big alliance.
Her, like, season to lose. Like, it just, any other season, you might have had a much better chance of possibility. There was damn near no chance. You're not a good player. That's not why.
No, I feel like this is actually a season of pretty good players, besides the ones that went out first. I think the ones that went out first, besides Travis.
And the 2 that are coasting, and the 2 that are coasting.
Yeah, I'm not going to call them floaters because they're coasters.
Yeah, it's different. They're just coasting.
I will say, this is the second week where I feel horrible for Claire, being so dedicated to Tiffany when Tiffany is willing to send her home.
Which is
understandable, but it's still like you feel so bad because Claire is so oblivious.
She has no idea. And I really hope, I don't know, I hope Tiffany maybe goes about it in a nicer way when it does happen, and that maybe Claire can understand more later. But I really feel like if you were Claire and you saw all this and whatever happens, that's pretty much inevitable to happens, you would be really hurt.
Yeah. Claire, I feel like should be the most hurt. Hannah, I mean, didn't do anything to help or hinder, whereas Tiffany was like actively like
kind of hindering.
Claire, like, let's get Claire out, let's flip it and keep Derek. Like, Claire had done nothing to her, and it honestly would have benefited her getting rid of Derek X, now that I think about it, and keeping Claire. Yeah, I know, like, you keep like another guy in the house, but it's like getting rid of another guy, keeping a girl in the house who's also aligned with you and like literally would do whatever you say.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna bring that up too. It makes me feel really bad for her.
Because she was going hard. She was like, I do not want anyone messing with Tiffany's HOH. Like, I am willing to like play in this competition. And it's like, I feel so bad for her. we go to the last high rollers room. They mentioned that Xavier, if Tiffany was dethroned, would still remain on the block because it was a veto that got him nominated and not Tiffany.
Yeah, no, that was a really, okay, so Hannah bringing that up, I was like, damn, I didn't even take the time to think about it like that. But yeah, no, that is smart. And it was the right thing and it worked out.
Claire feels as though she's doing something like for the alliance. And she is. It's just then she's now ineligible. And the only other person outside the cookout to play next week is Alyssa.
And she's a good one too, though. So she's pretty good.
But I mean, even
the likelihood is to cut down another to make your odds better.
But I will say Alyssa was in the final 3 of the HOH competition with Hannah and Tiffany.
That's all I'm saying. She's always up there. She's never
she's been final 3 in the HOH to Derek and Xavier. She's been second to Derek in Power Veto, second to Brittany in Power Veto. I feel bad for players like this where they do prove themselves. It's just that they can't pull out the win. It's not like they're doing bad.
Can't fully put it on the resume, but if you let me put it into context, I can show you how good I am. But if we're just yes, no, I don't have it.
Realized Alyssa did win the veto last week. Okay, so she's gone first.
She's won a thing. She won a high roller comp, and she won. She has won 2, and everything else she's come.
She won the roulette wheel, and then the veto. Alyssa's played in 6 of 8 vetoes, and now getting into final 6, she's probably gonna be in like the rest, however long she lasts.
Yeah, so I mean, hey girl, you got to play. You got to play. We'll give you that.
And she was only nominated, so every other time she's been picked.
Yeah. So, and was it always like majority of it was actually picking her name, not player's choice, right? I'm pretty sure it was just like literally just gets picked.
Yeah, and I think I just have this weird feeling that Alyssa is going to be able to like beat out like at least 1, maybe even 2 members of the cookout and make it to like final 5.
Almost like a Ian moment. Like second half, like I kind of want to see it.
Either way, if it works out great, then fine. If it goes awry and it like fucks up, perfect. Like I don't really care at this point.
For sure. At the end of the day, as long as my girl, Tiff, and
Hannah, I want Tiff and Hannah to at least make it to final 3.
Yeah, or at least final 4, like close. I want to see both of them, my girls. But Tiff's my number 1. So I definitely want to see her at the end, but like it would be interesting to see that happen. But also I don't know, maybe I'm giving her too much credit, but I feel like she has that. Like, I feel like it's like you said, she's kind of laying low right now.
The fact that Claire was basically going to do it anyway just makes it that much better. You have no convincing you need to do.
Easy peasy. Make everybody happy. It works out completely overall.
Even though Tiffany mentions that she wants Derek F to not play to make sure Claire wins, Derek F still plays, but he throws it.
I don't even know why he would do it then. I feel like it's just because him and Tiffany don't really get along. So it was kind of like, I mean, I'm still going to throw it. Like, I'm not going to win it by any means, but I'm still going to do it because I don't want to do what you want me to do. I really feel like that's why.
Claire ends up winning. She ends up picking heads. The coin lands on heads. Tiffany's dethroned, but Claire picks the same nominees. So it's basically just like wiping the power out of the house. Claire is now ineligible. I did hear on,
because I thought you were saying that like they were still eligible to hide the anonymous thing.
Well, this is what I thought.
The comp is something where you like they aren't watching each other or something.
Yeah, and
they see it until you've already completed it, and then the next person comes out. So you don't really know what happened until the end. So if they like put her first on something like that, no one would know. Or you know what I mean.
We'll have to see, but she keeps noms the same. Obviously, we already went over that Hannah wins veto. She's probably not going to use it, but if she does, she'll use it on Xavier. Or not complaining, but just kind of confused on like the realization that Sarah Beth is like kind of hated, and he's like feeling very bad for her because she's gonna get sent home this week. On top of now, the whole house hates her, and I think he knows America is not really fond of her. She even knows that, and like
she knows, yeah.
I think
she's a smart
he just feels like very bad because that's his closest ally.
And not just his closest ally, I think that's genuinely his friend. He thinks she's a good person. I'm not saying she's not. I'm saying he thinks, he sees it, and it is what it is in the game, but he does on a personal level feel bad that all the outside stuff that she's gonna get because of it, like, that's messed up. I think she should be that hated though. Like, let's relax.
Honestly, she, especially compared to some of the other people who have gone earlier who haven't gotten as much hate. Like, I know the longer you stay, the more hate you get, but like, yeah, just because you're on TV longer. But I will say, be glad we have someone like her instead of someone like Azah who doesn't do shit. I'd rather complain about someone doing something I hate than doing nothing at all.
Thank you. I agree. Unfortunately, sorry, not sorry. I feel the same way.
Taking out the cookout, no brainer in my opinion. I would send home Kyland because one, you can't read him. He doesn't give anything away. He's he's the only person who's won 2 HOHs. So I wouldn't trust him. But
no, I wouldn't. You know, until anything exciting happens, because I'm sure something will pop off before Wednesday.
I kind of hope Sarah Beth explodes on someone.
I do too.
It'll probably be on Tiffany though, or like Alyssa. Ooh, that would be good.
Alyssa. But I don't know, you know, we'll see. If you want to know what happens, because if anything happens, you know, we gonna film about it. Like, comment, share, subscribe.